أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد السلام عليكم. Today I'll discuss a few ayat from Surah Nisa which came regarding an incident and the judgment Prophet ﷺ was about to give, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Wahi to guide him to avoid the misrepresentation of the situation. And the background is what gives us the knowledge of why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent these ayats. And I'll start with a few of those. This is ayat 105 of Surah Nisa, chapter 405. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أنزلنا إليك الكتاب بالحق لتحكم بين الناس بما أراك الله ولا تكن للخائنين خصيما واستغفر الله إن الله كان غفورا رحيما. And then it continues from ayat 105 to 115. So the first ayat, we kind of hear similar statement in other parts of Quran, other surahs. So the close meaning of the first one is, indeed we have revealed to you, O Muhammad, the book in truth, so you may judge between the people by which Allah has shown you, and do not be for the deceitful an advocate. So do not kind of support misleading people and be on their side. And then the next ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, and seek forgiveness of Allah. Indeed, Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. And the following ayat, the translation is, and do not argue on behalf of those who deceive themselves. Indeed, Allah loves not one who is habitually sinful deceiver. Those who deceive or cheat. They conceal their evil intentions and deeds from the people. These are the deceitful people, munafiq and so on. But they cannot conceal them from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He is with them in His knowledge. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they spend the night in such as He does not accept of speech, and ever is Allah of what they do encompassing. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what people plan and do things. Here you are, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, those who argue on their behalf in this worldly life, but who will argue with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment? Who will be their representative? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is rhetorically asking that question. And whoever does a wrong or wrongs himself, but then seek forgiveness of Allah, will find Allah forgiving and merciful. Allah Ghafurur Rahima. And whoever commits a sin only earns it against himself, and Allah is ever knowing and wise. And it continues about the sins people do, but whoever earns an offense or a sin and then blames it on an innocent person has taken upon himself a slander and manifest sin. Buhtanan wa ithman mubina. So the last 2-3 ayats ends with that incident. And it was not for the favor of Allah upon you and His mercy, a group of them would have determined to mislead you. But they do not mislead except themselves, and they will not harm you at all. And Allah has revealed to you the book and wisdom, and has taught you that which you did not know, and ever has the favor of Allah upon you been great. No good is there in much of their private conversation. This is the wrongdoers and munafiqs, except for those who enjoin charity or that which is right or conciliation between people. And whoever does that seeking means to the approval of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we are going to give him a great reward. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about people discussion and plan, and except the good intention ones, those are not really good. And the last ayat regarding this is, and whoever opposes the messenger after guidance has become clear to him and follows other than the way of the believers, will give him what he has taken and drive him into the hell, and evil is it as a destination. So these 11 ayats came regarding an incident where the after some battle, one Sahaba lost his shield, the protective device from the sword, and then the then it was actually found in one neighbor's home, and that happens to be a Jewish neighbor. And the person who actually stole it put it inside a sack of flour, wheat flour or barley flour, and then gave it to that Jewish neighbor for safekeeping, that keep it for me. And then when it was found that this the shield is missing, the Muslim person who actually was uh, stealing it had powerful friends and tribe and so on. So they made it look like that is the Jewish neighbor who stole it. And the circumstance, because it was found in his house, circumstance was such that it became convincing that he is the guilty person, and Prophet ﷺ was misled by these the Muslim influential tribe and their leaders. So he was about to make that judgment and declare the guilty person innocent and blame it on the Jewish neighbor. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent those ayats, the one I read and translated, that the apparent situation and people who are good explainer of things that make their story so convincing that it looks like that is the truth. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said that no, you have to be careful about these and make your judgment on the right and wrong, and saved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam from being misled. So the lesson from this is that even if we hear nice argument and apparently something looks clear, uh, don't be misled by somebody who is your friend or you, in this case, apparently Muslims, that and influential people, that may not be the right thing. And even if it is somebody not believer, somebody is apparently um, kind of enemy from the other side, don't make a judgment against that. And this situation is so important that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent this 11 ayat on only that incident. And reading that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this book is on Haqq, is is one understanding, but once we know the background, how it came, it makes a deeper understanding for us about the teachings of Islam and about Prophet Prophet's behavior and documentation. Even if he was about to make a mistake, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guided him right so that it becomes an example for us, for future generations and all of us. So this is what caught my attention, that we need to understand the context of how the ayats came, how the wahi came. And just a last additional comment is Prophet ﷺ, there are many documentation where Prophet ﷺ gave a judgment or a solution, but he said that, look, the things for which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala didn't send me wahi, I give it like a human being, listening to your arguments and your whatever proof, and that may or may not be correct. I may give a guide, a solution which may favor you unfairly. You will be responsible for that to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this benefit you may get on worldly affairs, like all kinds of small dispute on property and so on, that you think you benefited by misleading me, but actually this is a piece of Jahannam you are getting now and will be responsible to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So be careful about that. So Rasulullah had religious guidance, and then there are some practical solutions he gave as human being. So I want to just share with that with you, and may Allah guide us to be on the right path and take the good examples from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's life. Assalamu alaikum.